Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lili Nishmasi Mimirosus Mordechai. Shalom Aleichem. Rabbi Schwartz from Brooklyn, New York. He's been with us since Masechtas Shabbos. Unbelievable. Hello, Rebelli. I wanted to share the following story. I spent Shabbos at a hotel. What's your first name? Shmuel Meir Schwartz from Flatbush. I want to share with you the following story. I spent Shabbos at a hotel program with my extended family and met a total stranger on Shabbos morning during Kiddush. It didn't take us very long to discover that we were MDY Mishpacha. Thank you once again for all you do and for bringing strangers together by being part of MDY Mishpacha. Yoni Merzel, Passaic on the left, and Mati Shinerman from Cleveland on the right. Firstly, another answer to Eli's question about which Masechtas are based on people doing something wrong. What about Harius? Attaches a picture. I didn't get the picture, that's why I'm reading this email. I want to see the picture of Pinchas Clear Copper, RH 78, member since Masechtas Rosh Hashanah. This, I received a bunch of emails and Ishkoyach for the links to the Shiva World News, to the, there's a parade. It looks in the video, thousands of people. It looks like a massive, everybody got together over there. You see women going over to the farmers. Here you have in Rabbi Sachar Meir's yeshiva in the Negev. Chaver Motzes Gdola Torah Goy Rabbi Arya Levi Rosh Yeshiva Schar Socher. That's what it's called. Interesting. I think that's written in San Gans one. I'm pretty sure you did. מכופף את ראשו ומבקש מהחקלאי שרון כהן ממושב נווה שיברך אותו. Okay, so that was in, I guess, in the Negev. Where are they Netivot? Where are they Netivot?
What is this? When was this picture?
I don't know.
Last year, 2 years ago, because they're wearing masks. It's 21.
Mask. Oh, you're right. Mask. Doesn't have to be current. Dear Belly, thank you so much for everything. You said that you asked the Shasidin if anyone had below average Kishrin, and a few of the Ga'onim raised their hands and gave a few eitzes on learning well. This is from a 15-year-old. Can you please tell me their way of learning well and remembering all I learned? The reason I'm asking this is because I don't remember my learning well for the moment. You know, I push forget. I'm not talking about Daf Yomi, remember. Just all the Torah in the Gemaras. Thank you so much. P.S. I'm 15. I want to discuss for a second. I didn't remember exactly when it is. A week or two, the Zichru program of remembering, and I spoke to Rabbi Goldhar. He explained it to me very well. He came to my house, the whole program. I think it's a phenomenal program. He gives like pictures, and there's a video that goes, you remember the story. He makes the daf in the story, you remember 3 points. Anyway, they're doing a Shas Yidden kind of faher on 1,000 daf. And I just spoke to Rabbi Shapir from North Miami Beach. He told me that one of his guys is a physician. He knows 1,000 daf cold. And he's going to be one of the people on the stage. They're going to be asking questions. They're doing a whole thing. Rabbi Shapiro, who else is going to be there? I think Rabbi Olshan from Lakewood. The kids are, so I'm telling this 15-year-old, if you want to do a Geshmaka Chazara program, Zichru could be the perfect thing. It's great for kids, great for adults. Hi, Rebelli. My name is anonymous Ran Uzani from Toronto. What? Uri Berger, a good friend of Noam Fix, is going to be on stage. We wish him well. I told Rabbi Goldhar, I'm going to start Beis Hashem. I got what? Balbas. What does he do? What is finance, and he's holding on 1,000 daf. And he says, like, guys go to chasas and they schmooze with each other. If they do the thing, they just do the stories from daf to daf. They go from daf to daf to daf to daf. We have to remember, farmer went here, did this, and he kicked this kid. He makes it funny and interesting, and this guy does an animation. Very interesting. There's a doctor who did like over 1,000 animated videos, and he puts out this video for the Zichru program for free every day. He's able to come up with a 1-minute video. It takes hours, this kind of stuff. Unbelievable. Medical student. I was listening to today's shir while driving to Florida. Listen to this. His name is anonymous Ran Uzani from Toronto. He was driving to Florida, all the way from Toronto, I guess. My wife was sitting next to me. He did 10 daf on the way. Poor wife. And the wife said she liked all the dafim, but she has one issue. How's it possible that a husband makes a t'nai about his wife going to her parents' house? She didn't like that. Don't go to my parents' house. Tells her she can't go, and she does it. Isn't this his t'nai, not hers? He's the one that thought of it and said it, not her. So if she goes, why is it her problem, not his? I mean, when it comes to Nedarim, I'm just explaining. I don't know if this is the real pshat. I'm just trying. When it comes to Neder, I could say that you cannot benefit from me if you do X, Y, Z. If you do 10 jumping jacks or you don't do 10 jumping, I won't give you. And that's what happened there. The husband said, he made a condition. It was not a nice condition. He said, if you go to your father's house, I am going to stop supporting you. It's money coming out of his pocket to her. Now that's a different problem. Taisa says on the spot, how could a husband do that? Stop support. He's mechuyev to give her support. That's a different question. But how he could do it, that's how a t'nai works. He was taking from his money, and the condition was, if that turns black, or you do this, or you don't do this, then I am not going to give you X, Y, Z. My wife also wants to know why the husband feels like he can tell his wife what she can and cannot do. She actually enjoyed the first 10 hours. Daily daf plus brachas of listening to you, but I need to ask for mechila since I had to turn you off for Shalom Bayis reasons and listen to the likes of country music, whatever. But on the bright side, you beat them for 93.7% of the drive, so that's a win. She said she'll be eagerly waiting your reply tomorrow as we continue our drive. I mean, you wrote it a week ago, but okay. We spoke this morning. I have no idea what he said, but I'm sure it was whatever. Was it funny or not? Oh, smart. Okay. Then I don't want to hear it. I only want to hear funny. The Pais can definitely make a distinction between shalom and good morning. I'm reading this also because I spoke to your Achmil Seplowitz yesterday on Zoom. He brought up, how could I say Shalom Aleichem to people before I daven Shachris? And I was telling him that Shalom Aleichem is like hello. And I said brachas. So he looked into it. But it's very interesting that today's sugya, actually there's a discussion in the Achronim about something similar. Are you allowed to say Shalom Aleichem to a guy when you don't have the kavana? You mean HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you don't mean to him? Okay. The Mishnah Berurah says that you can be makel to say Shalom if you already said brachas. It also occurred to me, I thought he criticized me, but he didn't. No problem at all. Looking forward to seeing you in Miami. Rabbi, I'm sticking in Rabbi because he's a rabbi. You're Achmil Seplowitz. We gotta go. Okay. I'll just say real quickly. I've been away from Torah for 10 years, says Aaron Shulam Felberbaum. And now I'm already a week on the WhatsApp group. Yummy to learn. Kitzer has a Teres Takasha. Yishkoyach. Welcome to the Shir. Aaron Shulam Felberbaum from Muncie, New York. Rabbi Sai, I have some Geshmaka Kashas here that have to do with today's sugya. I asked this a big Rosh Hashiva, Choshev Rosh Hashiva yesterday, and he didn't know the answer so well. So I'll ask it to you. You have a Choshev Rav, very Choshev Rav, and he's, ooh, wow, Yishkoyach. Wow, happy birthday. Keeps on going, the birthday. No, I'm just kidding. Who's this from? I can't read. Oh, from Simcha Shmuel Solomon and family. Yishkoyach. I thought he's going to be here. He wasn't here for the chasana, and he didn't show up. Wow. We'll give this to the kids. You know what? How many kids do we have here in the room? We have at least 5-6 kids here. So give them first to the kids. And anybody else that thinks you can give to Avi Factor, of course. Nobody got the joke. And Avi Gargir. The kids of the Shir. Rabbi side, the kids at heart. You know what? Give me one. Let me give to my kid also. I'll take one. You save me one. Yishkoyach. Okay. You hear the Shiloh? You have a very choshev Rav who's very wealthy. I'm sticking in. He's very wealthy.
Are you talking about yourself?
And that's it. You don't get the donut. I used to be wealthy before I started the shir. That was a different story. I had to give up a lot for the shir. Rabbi Isai, they accused him of stealing. This could also be a story about me. They accused him of stealing. You hear the Shaila? Does he have to pay for the They accused him of stealing, and he's a Rav, and he has a lot of money. Should he just pay? I'm talking about $100,000. Somebody accused him falsely, 100% falsely, but he's a Rav. No, so everybody would say, L'chaira, no way. It's false. No way. That's what the Rosh Hashiva told me. No way. And then when I showed him today's Gemara, he said, yeah, but the Achronim, they talk about that it's Mam Shalom Midas Chasidus. He started making up stuff. He was making stuff up. Not joking. Yesterday, right next door to the Bar Mitzvah. Now, another Shaila. L'fnei Iver Le'isita Michshal, you're not allowed to put a stumbling block in front of somebody. Does that apply to a goy as well? You know the answer because I'm asking the question. Shkoyach. Wrong. It was just a trick question. I knew you were going to say yes. No. Why yes? It's okay. Yeah, you're right. Now, the famous question, what does it mean, Torah Lishma? We say it all the time. You should learn Torah Lishma. What does it mean? What does Lishma mean? Anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess? Does it mean to the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the name of the Torah, to the name of yourself? What does it mean Lishma? Anybody?
Not for the intellectual reason.
It is a machlokes. It's very good. Between who and who? Very good. And Hasidim. It's the Litvaks and Hasidim. This was in the beginning when the Misnagdim were very upset at the Hasidim. So Reb Chaim Velazhiner came out with his sefer Nefesh HaChaim to dispel how the Hasidim learned the word Lishma. We're going to talk about it today. Now, another very important thing, if I live in Chicago and I make a neder that I won't do XYZ, I won't give my wife something, that wife that's driving to Toronto now, I won't give my wife something until it snows. Okay? Shkoyach, thank you. This Beis Hashem is for my son Yoel, who doesn't watch the daf anymore. So, until he's only 12, I don't expect him. Beis Hashem will start again. He stopped in Yuvamis, in the middle of Yuvamis. He got a little confused. You hear this? He's in Chicago. He says until it's going to snow. And then he moves to Yerushalayim. And the snow in Yerushalayim doesn't come. Like right now it's snowing. It's terrible what's going on in Chicago. I have a car sitting outside. I don't have a garage. It's freezing cold. I know what's going on with the car. Yeah? It's below zero. Whatever. Minus 16? The people are sending me like, oh, good thing you're not in Chicago. Minus 16. My son is there. Instead of in Miami, he decided to take a little detour to Chicago. It's snow like up there. So over there it started to snow, but he now lives in Yerushalayim. When he made the neder, he's in Chicago. You hear the Shaila? What does it go by? Yerushalayim or Chicago? Anybody? He made the neder in Chicago, but now he's in Yerushalayim, and it didn't snow yet. It's going to snow in 2 months from now, maybe, or in 3 years from now. Depends on the, Wrong. Says the Gemara. We're holding the last line of Samach Aleph Amud Beis. Achi Yavor Hakayitz Ashi Yikpelu Hamukzois. Oh, I forgot to say the koil. The koil is sponsored by Nedarim from Lakewood. The Masech is sponsored in Sgula K'Torah and Tומכיה כיעקב ויעל. The Parnassa Binyamin Kar, in honor of Moishe Kar upon his 12th birthday. Happy birthday! A year of Mazal, continue to Shteig. I hope he does the daf. By Chaim Schonfeld Flatbush, daughter Sora Golda bas Rifka, shidduch resume available. Amen. That's all within 85 letters. Chaim Schonfeld's daughter. I hope she doesn't hear this. She might get a little. Sora Golda bas Rifka shidduch. Amen. Art of the month. The first month is sponsored by Anonymous from Lakewood. Chus for Zniz Shidduchim. Oh, rabbis, I forgot to say that it's Zois Chanukah today. Zois Chanukah. They sent me, a bunch of people sent me. It's a Sgula to donate money today to MDY, to give to Torah, Zois Chanukah. You could sponsor 1 Gemara if you want. You could sponsor 5. You could, what else could you do? Oh, you could sponsor monthly. You could do like $18 a month. Be part of that. That was a very successful thing, by the way, Mendy. Very successful. And it allows us to get the artists and all these Achen. MDYsponsor.com, MDYmonthly.com, and that's about it. Another very interesting thing, I'll just tell you real quickly. Yisrael Goldstein sent me that we just got on a website for Spanish-speaking people. It's called Torah Zoom. He showed me that a lot of shiurim, going back, like we just got on like less than a month ago, 600 views already per shir. The Spanish people speak English, and it's unbelievable. I had no clue. I thought, 2-3 people watching. Just like yesterday's shiurim, last week 400. Takes time for 500. Unbelievable. Zok the Gemara. Huh? You're putting on past Masechta. So if you're watching Torah Zoom, you're Spanish. You watch Torah Zoom. Yosef is working on getting it. It takes a long time to get it on there. It's a chassid, I think, from New York, from Monroe or something, who does this whole thing just l'shem shamayim to the Spanish people should have Torah. Zok the Gemara. What? Oh, the Miami Museum, Baruch Hashem, the Miami Museum is going strong. We have already 200 people signed up, basically, and we're 30 days out, so they're expecting a lot of people, Be'ez Hashem. Okay, sign up, Rabbi Isai. Now we have 27 minutes to do a giant daf. Givaldik. So here's the guy. He handpicked the dates. The neder was, until the date season is over. I'm going to do XYZ or not do XYZ until the season is over. So until people fold away their knives and put them away. Most people put it away. It doesn't have to do with you, with the guy, the neighbor. Most people put it away. That's when the season is over. Tana, top of Samach Beis Amud Aleph. Now we have a very, very interesting sugya. It's basically agadata and easy stuff. When most of the farmers put away their tools for the muktzos, we explained, they handpick the fig. They put the figs in a barrel or something. They wait until it dries out. It becomes one giant piece, and then they slice it with a special knife. And when they put that knife away, that's when the season is over. When that happens, mutares mishum gazel. You're permitted to go into a guy's backyard. He has a fig tree. You start taking figs right off his tree. Why? Because it's over. The season is over. If he didn't take off those figs from the tree, he had yiyush from it. He gave up on it. It's yours for the taking. And since it's yours for the taking, it's hefker. And hefker rupturos min ha'maisros. And therefore, you don't have to give meiser. Now the Gemara is going to tell us stories about literally how Tanaim, Amoraim, they went ahead and they used this halacha l'maisa. Rebbe, the author of the Mishnah, v'Rebbe Yosi bar Rebbe Yehuda iklu lahu asro b'zman shehukbu l'roiv ha'mektois. They were in place. It was exactly at the end of the season of the figs. Rebbe have a kochel. Rebbe started eating figs right off the tree. Rebbe Yosi bar Rebbe Yehuda lo yachel. And Rebbe Yosi did not eat. He was a little makbid. Maybe the guy wasn't miyayish, maybe it's not such a great idea. Also, now the owner comes around, what's wrong with you? How come you're not eating? The Rosh says, it seems like Rebbe stopped eating. He saw that Rebbe Yosi stopped eating. So he said, you know what, I'll also be makbid. So he used the Belashon Rabbim. Why don't you eat? He knew the halacha. Everybody that owns figs knows that there's a season called Hukbulu Hamukzois that everybody puts it away. Roiv HaMukzois, most of them, and therefore you're allowed to eat. How come you're not eating? It was a midas chasidus, he wouldn't eat. Literally, what's going on here? Rabbi Yosi was concerned that this person was being sarcastic. Oh, why did you eat? You got novim, you rabbis, you have a terim. Why don't you eat? He wasn't being serious. As a side note, I once heard from a very, very smart person that sarcasm is worse than an insult. A lot of people dress insulting other people by using sarcasm, by doing a joke. Oh, you look like the bug in the wall. Whatever. They give a shidduch, and they do it with humor, and that's a lot worse than insulting a person directly because that person has nowhere to get out of it. There's no rebuttal. You can't say, oh, you just insulted me, you just this. It's a joke, so you have to laugh with it, but the shidduch is there. You get the shidduch. So don't do it. It's not a good idea. It usually comes from low self-esteem. People that do it have low self-esteem, v'chulu. Okay.
That's why Torah is the less one in the Al-Nisim. Because anyone who's a Zaydim is a let's, he's a sarcasm.
Very nice. Zaydim Yadosi is the last one in Al-Nisim. Okay. Zog Gemara. Rabbi Chomer bar Rabbi Chanina, ikla lahu asra b'zman shukbu l'roiv ha'mektois. I think I worked out that he was maybe an Amora. He was like right after Rebbe. Havakachal, he was eating figs from this tkufa that it seems like it's hefker to take it off the tree. Yoav l'shameh, he gave it to his shamish, to his what's a good word? Huh? His attendant, okay. There's a better word maybe. Mashbak, what are they called? Mashbak. Lo yachel. Hoizbacher. Lo yachel. He didn't eat. When I read this, I thought to myself, I think it's godless. Because many of us say, oh, our Rebbe does XYZ, so I'm going to do it also. But I kind of know that's Asur. But he does it, I'm going to do it also. He said, no. My Rav, my Rosh Hashiva, you know what I mean?
Get a new Rav.
He held that what is Rav, and not just a Rav, this is a Tana / Amoira, he's doing something wrong. I'm going to be better than him. Sometimes you have to open your eyes and say, hey, is this right or not right? Just because he does it doesn't mean I'm allowed to do it. Omar lei, echoil. Kach Omar lei Rabbi Yishmael, Rabbi Yosi, Mishum Aviv. Here, this is a Tana. But this is a Tana that's at the end of the Tanaim. Only Rabbi Yishmael, Rabbi Yosi, I heard from a Tana that says, why are you not eating? You're allowed to eat. This is a Gevaldik Maisa. Rabbi Tarfon was walking on the way, very wealthy Tana, Tarfon, and he's very hungry, and he sees a nice fig that's on somebody else's tree, but it's hefker. He decided it's hefker because they already put away their tools. Achte, what?
It says you eat anavim.
So it says by you anavim. Very interesting. I'm going to say that it's ta'enim because the Gemara later on says anavim. You're right. I didn't know what to do with that. Okay, it's interesting that he says that. I'm sticking. It says by you ta'enim. Give valdik. Okay, because hukbulam k'tzoyis means figs. It's a tool they use for figs, not for grapes. But the reason why they say anavim is because later on I got confused also. You're right. Interesting that he says that. Achli b'sako v'shaklei. So this is a givaldik gemaisa. The farmer comes, takes him, puts him in a bag, wraps him up in a sack, throws him over his shoulder. There's a big fig farmer, throws the little Reb Tarfon, tzaddik, puts him in a sack. He's going to go kill him. Achli b'sako v'shaklei. V'amtei l'mishdi b'nahara. You want to throw him, drown him in a river. Like the mafia, put cement shoes, boots on him, throw him in a sack, throw him in the river, they sink to the bottom, Shema Yisrael. Oh my Lord, so Tarfon screaming from the sack, Oy Lord, Tarfon, Shizeh Hargai. He did it on purpose, he threw out his name, he dropped the name. Oh, what a shame that this guy is killing Reb Tarfon. Shema Ugavra, he's like, whoa, I have Reb Tarfon in my sack. This is Noir Vayim. I didn't see the Gdolim pictures. I don't know what he looks like, but I heard about this Reb Tarfon. Shafke Varak, he dropped the sack and ran for his life. Omer Rebavo Meshum B'Chananya Ben Gamliel. Kol Yomav Shoyse Tzaddik, says the Gemara, Rebbe Tarfon's entire life, Hoy Mitztar Al Dover Zeh. He always was very bitzar about this story. Omar, Oili Shinishtamashti B'Kisr Shel Torah. Chaval that I had to use and drop my name and call myself Rebbe Tarfon, and that's why he let me go. So the Ran goes into it like he should have just paid for it. So the guy accused him of taking a few figs. So pay for it.
It was his own.
No.
Yeah.
No, not his own. No. He ate. No. Later. Hold on, later. 1 second. Maybe he went ahead or something. No. He was trying to save his life, and by dropping his name. The Marshal says something very interesting here. The Marshal says that if a person causes somebody else to be nenash, he's going to suffer. He's not going to see the mechitza of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, says the Marshal. Reb Tarfon caused the farmer to lose his oil mahaba, whatever. He caused him to kill, even though it's Reb Tarfon's fault. Reb Tarfon is a little bit at fault here, and very interesting Marshal. You won't see HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kisei. We'll see the sugya. It's going to become more clear what happened there exactly. What did the farmer want from him? If it was just a little money for a few figs, so he should pay. So let him pay a little bit. It's not like Reb Tarfon didn't have money. Elamai, says the Ran, and this is basically the sugya later. Elamai, the farmer wanted the entire year's worth of whatever somebody stole from him. Somebody stole a lot of money, $100,000. I want the whole $100,000. Reb Tarfon got out of that by dropping his name. If you use the Torah for your personal benefit, nekar min olam. You want to get a nice discount on a car, and you say, I'm a koil guy, I'm a rav, I'm a Daf Yomi magid shir, you lose. What? Nekar min olam. They take you early from this world. Why? Because it's like Me'ilah. If somebody takes from the Beis HaMikdash without permission, what's his oynish? He dies early. So chas v'shalom rachman l'tzlan, a person that uses Torah for his benefit, it's like Me'ilah kavachomer. And I'll tell you kavachomer. Talking about Chanukah, the Noira, the kelim from the Beis HaMikdash. His grandfather stole the kelim from the Beis HaMikdash. But the second he took them out of the Beis HaMikdash, they became chal. They lost the kedusha. Shenem bova peritzim v'chilulu. Kivin, they became chalal. Kivin shepartzum nasu chal. They no longer have kedusha. Nevertheless, Bashatzer, the grandson who used it at his suda, nekem in Aylam. What's the story?
That's his son-in-law. Yeah?
It's a shayla.
He married. He was Vashti's father.
I thought he was a grandson, but okay, maybe. What? Nebuchadnezzar. The grandson of Nebuchadnezzar, yeah.
Son or?
You should know this stuff, not me. Here's what so he was killed because he used kalim of the Beis Hamikdash to no longer have kedusha. D'chsiv bei belelia ketil balshatzer. At that night, right after he used those kalim, he died. Torah is there forever and ever. Allah is kama certainly it'll take a person's life. So what was the guy's problem with Reb Tarfon? It was that the season that you're allowed to take, and he knew about it. The guy knows that's the season. Says Gemara Mishum Dahu have a gandale inve kulashata. This is where it says grapes. It could be the guy had a vineyard next door. Somebody came in the entire year and stole the guy's grapes. All of a sudden he sees Reb Tarfon sneaking in there, or not sneaking, taking his fig. He put one and one together. He said, here's the ganav. Reb Tarfon stole all my grapes. So if he was accusing him of something that never happened, it was the whole year, why was Reb Tarfon upset? He was very, very wealthy. Listen to this, Reb Tarfon, to get out of it and not to make a chil Hashem, he should have paid the guy the entire theft that happened the whole year, even if it was $100,000. It's hard to believe that the Gemara says it, but it says it here.
He didn't call himself Rav.
Huh?
I said Tarfon, not Rebbe Tarfon.
So
he didn't use his name.
No. He understood right away. As soon as he heard the word Tarfon, no, there's not Tarfons out there. There's one Tarfon. He didn't say Rebbe. He said, I'm Tarfon. I'm Chaim Kanievsky. I'm Chaim Kanievsky. Okay, he doesn't have to say Reb. He knew exactly who he was. No. Okay. So what? But that's what you're asking a kasha in the Gemara. It says in the Gemara, he used Tarfon, he dropped the sack immediately. That's what it says. I didn't say this. The Gemara says it. Says Gemara. Huh? Forget the Reb Tarfon. He didn't say Reb Tarfon. He said Tarfon. I'm asking you, didn't say Reb Tarfon. Tanya. We gotta go. What?
The first question you asked, if someone's accused.
Yeah.
Here it wasn't because he was accused. It wasn't because he was accused.
No. Why did he use Kisur Torah? He should have just paid him, says the Gemara. Forget about Kisur Torah. Should he pay him or not pay him? The Gemara says he should have paid him.
No, instead of using Kisur Torah?
Yeah.
If they wouldn't use the Kisur Torah?
He would have had to pay him.
Yeah.
So you have to pay him. So I'm asking a question. If you're a big Rav, and you have a lot of money, depending how much the gneiv is, and the guy accused you falsely, do you have to pay yes or no? It seems, let's go weiter. It says it even more mefurish. Tanya lahavas Hashem alikecha l'shmoy bekoyle dafka boy. Here's the pasuk. Lahavas Hashem alikecha l'shmoy bekoyle u'ledafka boy. One of the biggest yisayos in Yiddishkeit to cleave HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be davak in Hashem. By the way, what does it mean to be davak in Hashem? With tefillah, with chesed, with mitzvahs, with Torah, with what?
With all of them.
That's what you think. Yeah. You're probably right, but what's the main one? From our Gemara's mashma, as usual, Torah is the Sgula. This is your life. Says the Gemara. It doesn't say talk about. I'm not putting down tefillah chesed. I'm not putting down chesed. But again, the Gemara goes straight to Torah as if that's what the pasuk is talking about. I'm going to learn Chamisha Chumshei Torah on condition Shikruuni Chacham. So people should say, oh, look at this guy. He's a Shasid. Eshna, I'm going to learn Mishnai Shikruuni Rabbi. They'll call me a rabbi. Eshanan Sheiz Zokim, I should be Shiva. I'll be Choshev, I'll get a Stella. Elo, Lemad Me'ahava. You should learn out of love for the Torah. V'soif HaKavoid Lavoi. At the end of the day, the honor will come. It's an interesting thing. Don't worry about covered, but I'm telling you, you're going to get covered. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get covered. It's like the guy, it says, he goes to the Rav. It says, Rav, I understand. I ran away from covered my entire life. So where's the covered? So Rav told him, listen, every 2 minutes, you turn around to see if it's running after you. Stop checking so much.
You got covered, he said.
Yeah.
If you run away from it, it runs after you.
That's what it said. That's what you state. Huh? Which one?
Why the Tana finishes with that line? That tells you not to.
Well, again, what?
Why the Tana finishes with that line? You suffer covered line.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, at the end of the day, you see here that it's normal human nature. People want incentives. People want a recognition. It's normal. It's normal to be. Just don't do it for that reason. But at the end of the day, you should know you'll get your little award. You get your thing. And sometimes I saw Achraim bring down. It doesn't mean in this world. So there's a guy who learns his whole life and he doesn't become this big Rosh Yeshiva, but he gets the real covet, whatever that means. I'll go upon him. Shenemar, listen to this. Koshreim al etzboisecha. You should tie the Torah to your fingers. Says the Rana over here, Koloimar, like the Chaven lanoscha. Don't learn Torah for your own benefit. El kadesh yushgur beficha, says the Ran. Most important thing about learning Torah is to remember Torah. Zichru, the Zichru program. You hear? Oh, you'll cut it out now. I'll make a thing. Zichru is a great program. To Koshreim al etzboisecha. Kosim al luach libecha. You should write it onto your heart. V'oimer. We have to sing the song here. The ways of the Torah are pleasant. Those who support Torah, those who support Torah, you hear, supporting Torah. Mu'ushar, they'll be fortunate. The Torah is a tree of life to those who hold on to it. No, what's the song? We sing every Shabbos. We sing. Now you don't live here anymore. But the last one, we do together the low harmony. You know what I'm talking about? No, go. Okay, the high part. No, it's so sad. He just moved a few months ago. Every Shabbos for 8 years straight, me and him sit in the front. We sit together next to each other and we sing this. And we have our little low heart. The whole shul goes this way and we go that way. It's just how it is. And now I'm the only one that does it. But sometimes I'm off. No, I don't daven there. I daven Messiah. Okay, because of you. If I can't do the lower harmony anymore, who's going to teach me how to do it? Fine. Zok the Gemara. In America, it's like a modern shennigan. It's like, it's this. Also here. But in our show, we're sticking modern. We have everything. We have Hasidim, Yerushalmis, modernishes, everything. Guys. How do they do when they open up they don't do the Aron Kodesh. They try. Gary tries to sing that niggin when they open up the Aron Kodesh. How's it go? Okay, enough. Hello, we got a daf to do. What's going on here? Shugayim, singing songs in Moshe. Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Tzadik Oimer, Asay Dvarim L'Shem Palam. You should do mitzvahs for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for your master. V'daber b'hem l'shmam. You should learn Torah l'shma. What is l'shma? Rabbi says, so I have to say because it's on the sugi right here. The Nefesh HaChaim, Reb Chaim Belozhener put out his sefer basically to dispel some of these things, and he goes on a whole tangent how there's, I guess he's talking about Chasidim, that they say that you should learn Torah l'shem HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and every mitzvah you do has to be in Veikos, and he says it's not true. As long as the main part of, and he brings the Rosh on the Sugya, that Torah l'shma means, l'shma, in the name of the Torah, not HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The name of the Torah. In other words, as the Ran brings here, look in the Ran, you should be learning it for Yediyas HaTorah, for remembering Torah, to be mepalpal in the Torah, to go into the Torah. That's l'shma. That's the ikr of, and that's the bottom line. You can look it up. I looked it up this morning. Shar Dalet Peri Gimel, he talks about it. But the Belzer told me yesterday that it's interesting, even though the Nefesh HaChaim was basically written to come out against Hasidim and this minig that they had, he says the Belzers, they learn Nefesh HaChaim now, and they have a pirush on it, and he told me the name, it's called Mesilas Ba'arach Hasidus. and it's a sefer written on the Nefesh HaChaim, and they learn it. So this is today there's a mix. There's no Hasidim anymore, there's no Litvaks anymore, it's one... Huh? They always learn Tanya. The Litvaks always. The Shulchan Aruch Harav, and that was not a... Okay, Zok the Gemara. That's a regel achas, not fine. You look into it yourself. Says the Gemara, Val Taseim, no. Al Taseim Torah, don't make the Torah a crown for you, Lizgadol Bem, to make yourself chashiv, and you can wear now a Hamburg. Val Taseim Kardoim, this is the picture talking about, this is the original Kardoim, a shovel, and then he did it for the Shasim. This is what the Belzer looks like. He was not happy that I put the picture out, but nobody told him that I showed it again. This is basically his face, the Belzer. So, and I asked the guys in, I think I stumped, it wasn't so clear what this picture was. It doesn't really look like a shovel. But okay, fine. This is Kum Asein Melachtenu, it's a whole different sugi. So this is a very strong halacha here. Don't make any money off of learning. In other words, it's anti-kailal kind of thing. Don't be a rebbe in yeshiva. Don't try to make money. Don't tutor people for money. So of course, there's heterim, and if they could have done other things and this and that, we went through that a different time. But that's what the halacha here. Don't use a shovel and do things with the Torah, in other words, to make Parnassa. We had this before. L'shatzer, he used the kelim v'samid were already chol. He got punished for it. Which is chai v'kayom. Alachas kama v'kam. Omarova. A person can come to his town and say, just like a person can say, hey, I'm a kohen, give me an aliyah. I'm a kohen, give me the truma, give me the matas kuna today. I'm a kohen, I want the Zerah l'chaim v'keva that you have. A person can come to a neighborhood and say, I'm a Talmud Chacham. Hey, Rabbi say, I'm a rabbi. You see, it says rabbi, I'm a Talmud Chacham. Give me what I'm deserving as a Talmud Chacham. I don't have to pay taxes, whatever it is. In a place that they don't know him. Ivadi told Elio, I'm a Yirei Hashem. Elo Kashi the Reb Tarfon. So what was the big deal of Reb Tarfon? Said, I'm Reb Tarfon. The Asher Gadol. You hear this here, it's more stark. He was very wealthy. He should have paid him with money instead of using his name. Tarfon, he should just taken out a checkbook, write off whatever the damages in Shalma Yisrael. Rava had a contradiction. It says you're allowed to say that you're Talmud Chacham. Only a stranger should say your tishbachos, your praise. Don't you talk about yourself? Says Gemara, in a place that everybody knows you shouldn't talk about yourself. But if you come to a new place, you can mention who you are so you get the benefits. Or so I saw Rishonim say that the issue is people might be mevayish you. They'll make fun of you. They'll put you in it's b'zayin Torah. They're going to get einish because you were a big tzaddik and didn't say you are. Omar Rav Shorle Tzumim Rabbanon Lemeimar Tzumim Rabbanon Talmud Chacham say I'm a Talmud Chacham. Shorle Tigroi Bereisha. I want to break the line. I want to get to the front of the line in a bezdin in a din Torah. The sons of David were kohanim. Now obviously they weren't kohanim. They were like kohanim. Ma kohen not the beroish. Talmud Chacham not the beroish. One of the most annoying things for me at least is when you're standing in line for half an hour in the bank and then a guy comes, especially in certain country, they come and they bud the line. You tell them, hey, you mind your own business, I'm here. And we were waiting in the airport for like 3 hours when during just a few months ago. And the guy just bud the whole line, the whole 3 hours. Very, very annoying. Could a Talmud Chacham bud the line or not? It's a shayla nachroinim. And not mamish. What?
Talmud Chacham cuts the
yes.
line.
Yeah. So hold on. So Rav Vazner, just to say, it's a whole back and forth. Yes, no, yes. Rav Vazner says, at the end of the day, you should offer the Talmud Chacham, they should go in front of you in line. The whole point of the Talmud Chacham budding the line is what? Bittul Torah. He has to learn Torah. He has to get back to work. However, he shouldn't do it on his own. That's what he paskins. But at the end of the day, he has the right ki'ilu to bud a line on a bank, but he shouldn't do it for the Chil Hashem Shabbat. That's what I came out. You might find other psakim in different places. And how do we know the coin goes first? Always give the coin first whenever it comes to something Kedusha. Daf Yomi Beis, sponsored by Haber, for Beracha Parnassa, Hatzlacha for his entire family and everyone learning the Daf, and Latzlacha for the members of the HBA Group. and their families. Amen. L'ftach Rishon, he gets the first aliyah. Ulevarach Rishon, he gets benching, and even the bracha Rishon you should do. Belito mani yafa Rishon. So the very interesting round over here, you can look it inside the second line from the top. What do you do? In Balach like Dover Yisrael, he's coming to divide something with Yisrael. Oisi Yisrael menosh nechalakim shavim. He does like Daf Yomi, and he breaks it in half, and then the kohen gets to pick whatever piece he wants. Fine. I saw a beautiful Ramah today. Also, the Ramah says that when you have a choice to buy something from a Talmud Chacham and a non-Talmud Chacham, you have two Sfarim stores. We have here in Ramah Bet Shemesh. A big Talmud Chacham owns the disposal. What is it called? The Chat Pami place. What's it called? How do you say Chat Pami in English? Plastic. What? Disposables. Paper goods store. You have a very big Talmud Chacham. If you have a choice to buy from a Talmud Chacham and a non-Talmud Chacham, you should buy from a Talmud Chacham. He talks about the Yad Chazaka. There's two goyim that printed the Rambam, and he said you have to buy from the one that's a shutuf with the Talmud Chacham. Amar Rava. So why am I saying this? Because the Gemara is saying if you give to a kohen first, certainly you should give to a Talmud Chacham first as well. Amar Rava. Talmud Chacham would say, I don't want to pay the head tax. The siv. Minda beloy v'halach. These three words are referring to taxes. L'shat l'mir ma'alein. You're not permitted to put on. We learn from this pasuk. You can't put on a Talmud Chacham. It says in the pasuk. L'shalit. You're not permitted to force it. L'mir ma'alein on their head. V'amar Rav Yehuda Minda. What does Minda mean? Zumanas hamelach. This is the land tax. Beloy zu kesev gugolta. The head tax. V'halach zu arnoina. What is arnoina? Not like we have in Eretz Yisrael. The Ran says it's the meal that you give to the king. V'amar Rava. So this is a big chiddush. Aved Nura is Avodah Zarah. A person could say, I work for the priest, but you're not allowed to benefit from Avodah Zarah. He's tricking, he's trying to get his way out of taxes, and that's permitted, not just for a Talmud Chacham, for any Jew. The Ran says anybody's allowed to. Why? Because Mucha Chamilsi says it's obvious what he's doing. He's trying to get out of the tax. He's not trying to be part of the Avodah Zarah. But you have to think in your heart, this pasuk, Ki Hashem Elokecha eish oichlahu el kana. When I say I'm a eish oichla, when I say I'm a fire, I'm not talking about the Avodah Zarah fire. So it's a big chiddush that a person in his mind, he could say Shalom Aleichem to somebody, to a guy, but think Shalom HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm Avodah Zarah Nick, but I'm thinking to myself, in my head, eish oichlahu, I'm talking about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Very, very interesting. Something Gemara. Lo Yavin Kargan, I don't want to pay taxes. My time. He was only trying to get away from taxes, to get the line away from him, and not Chas Shalom to say that he's Ovid Avodah Zarah. Ravashi Avaleyahu Iba or Abba. You can read it any way you want, but it means a forest, says the Ran. It doesn't mean a father. A forest. He had a forest. Zavle Benura. He sold to the Avodah Zarah called Benura that they used to burn stuff. That's the Avodah Zarah. So here you have the answer that it's also to do a lifnei iver to a guy. They're dimitzuva on Avodah Zarah, and you're allowing them to do Avodah Zarah. Most of the wood is going. Should we do the Mishnah? Just because he stood up? No. Let's do it. It's going to take 2 minutes. Very, very easy Mishnah. Says the Heilige Mishnah. I forgot the sponsor. Ada kotzer. Liktzor ktsir chitim. If a person says, I'm going to do X, Y, Z until reaping typically means, in most places, it means wheat. Wheat is the most important one. Why? Because what else? What's the other option? Barley? Barley's for animals. We're talking about human beings here. Okay, so if I'm in a place that barley is the most important thing, so I meant barley. Bahar. If at the time of the Neder, I was in Chicago, so Chicago. Later on I moved to Eretz Yisrael. It goes by the har. It goes by the mountain. It goes by where you started the Neder. And if I was in a valley, it goes by the valley. If that's when the wheat starts growing and it's a different time, it goes earlier or later, it goes by where my Neder was, not where I am today. Adak Shamim, if I say I'm going to do X, Y, Z until it rains, Achiyuk Shamim. Or he says Achiyuk Shamim, those two Lashonis, Adak Shamim, Achiyuk Shamim, Achetered, Reviya Shniya, the middle rain, the second rain, Gemara is going to go into it. It doesn't literally have to rain until the time of the rain comes. That's what he meant. If a person says, I'll do X, Y, Z until it finishes raining, when does it finish to rain? Until Nisan is over. The rain typically stops at Pesach time, not at the end of Nisan. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.